All right, everyone, welcome back once again to this Beefcast presentation in association with IVDYogiTime.com. This is the IVD Yogi Time tournament number 28, all leagues, all divisions, but this is a matchup that I've been waiting for. This is a Masters player versus a Grandmasters player. This is going to be a pretty good matchup. Joining me, Muatauran. Brandon, you stoked?
I am. I am so excited to see a Grandmaster player.
Yeah.
Always good. Especially one from a team that I like, mainly because they have like one of my favorite Protosses on it, iXKoMA, so
iXKoMA is pretty awesome. Recently going to be casting with MLG quite a bit. Going to be doing their Major League Gaming versus Pro League tournament. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's pay-per-view only. That's so sad.
Hey, get a job, pay for it, support esports. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It sucks that it's pay-per-view. I've been able to watch some of the games though, and it's been pretty awesome. But let's get into the game here at hand. In the top right-hand corner, our pink Zerg playing the same colors as Stefano. We'll see if he can stand up to the master himself. He is UiCarrot.
And his opponent down in the bottom left is Daybreak. On IS, he is iSKoMA, the purple Terran.
Infinity 7, very much so. A good up-and-coming team, as you'd mentioned. Their star player, Axlav. They also have other great names, such as we got Sandbox on there. And we got Crazy Movin' also playing for the team. So quite a few cool names over there. Great organization. And iSKoMA being our Grandmaster player here. I would say that it's easy to give him a little bit of advantage in this ZVT matchup. And we'll have to see how this does come out in the end.
Yeah, speaking about Crazy Moving, he's like one of the only Chinese players who've actually come to a foreign team. So that's really cool. I love that we get to see him play more.
Yeah. Right now, we do see a 16 hatch coming out of our Zerg player right now. Going to be scouting on about 13, 14 supply. So he's going to make his way over there a little bit later than you might normally see, but there's no kind of supply depot block. He's going to see the timing on the racks is completely standard for a 1 racks fast expand. No gases up, no proxy racks just yet. And it looks like right now our Terran player banking minerals, so he's going to be looking to throw down a command center of his own and get an early expansion going.
Yeah, if this were a Proxy Rex build, I would poke my own eyes out with a pen. This is it's an expansion. Gases expand. Probably gonna go into something like a double gas, maybe like a third orbital if he wants to be really greedy, as it is Daybreak. Or he could do, you know, some Hellions or something like that after.
Yeah. The spawning pool, with it slightly delayed, this is going to delay the queens out quite a bit, so our Zerg might have to think about taking some early gases to defend against any kind of early aggression, since those queens are going to be so delayed. Relying on 4 to 6 queens is something that you want to do if you're able to get the queen production started very early, but with it about a minute and 30 delayed after a 16 hatch instead of something like a 15 pool, we'll see if he's able to get these queens out in time, although double queen production starting right away.
Yeah, whenever I see that 6 queen style, I just think, wow, those units were not this good before. Like, you couldn't make 6 of them, but that upgrade, or that buff in that patch, what is it, like 5 months ago now?
Yeah, it was
Almost?
back in March or April, so yeah, that was 5 months ago, maybe even 6 months ago.
That was the last big balance patch for Wings of Liberty. After that, it's kind of been Heart of the Swarm only. But yeah, since we've seen that, it's been like, you are Terran, Arcan Nev, no creep.
Yeah, and so after this 1 racks expand, we do see the double gas coming down here for our Terran player, and the factory going to be starting to produce immediately along with this reactor right next to it. This is going to be reactor Hellions, but with this refineries keep on mining here, there could be a very real possibility of something like a cloaked Banshee follow-up, something that Zergs are really struggling to deal with a little bit after MVP pioneered that style over at Gamescom IEM about a month ago.
Yeah, just to clarify about that awful lolcats reference, that was you are Terran, you can stop no creep. Anyway, yeah, like you said, lots of gas coming out from the Terran. Looks like it's going to be a Hellion opening, but a lot of the time you do see Banshees with those. The Zerg player has taken a third. It's almost halfway done, or almost done, sorry. And he's also been mining a little bit of gas here. Not quite at 100 yet, so no speed. So not, you know, not going to be super quick, but it's on the way.
Yeah, the speed there is actually something that we've been seeing Zerg players skip a little bit. Not only on the Heart of the Swarm beta, although it certainly has been happening there quite a bit, but even on Wings of Liberty ladder and in some tournament games, instead favoring roach play against the mech that is becoming a lot more common with Terran players these days. But as we do see Stim coming out right here, the chances of Banshee follow-up a little bit lowered, and it's looking more and more likely that this is going to be bio, not mech.
Yeah, actually, he's not even, going to be producing siege tanks yet, so it might be kind of like what Polt does, where you just get a lot of barracks units and then go attack for a while. That's a little strange to be doing on this map, but I've definitely seen it work before.
Now, with those 2 double gases still rolling and not having anything to really sink that gas into, like you had mentioned, no tanks coming out right now. He's still just going to be working off of that factory. We do see the starport coming out, so he could be looking for Banshees, but I think more than likely he's going to be using that to produce some medevacs. It's more than likely, though, that he will probably be producing double engineering bays here with all that banked up gas. Wants to get a head start on those upgrades as double evolution chambers do come out for our Zerg, making sure he does not neglect the upgrades, and even starting his tech with that hatchery being mutated into the lair.
iSKoMA's actually making more Hellions, which is kind of different. Usually you don't see Terrans make very many anymore, just because, like we were talking about, that queen range is really awesome. Oh, and I love this. He went and killed some larvae. Always nice. And he also got a drone.
It's worth noting over here that we did, in fact, have an overlord that was hidden in the bottom left-hand corner of the main base, and it was able to see that there was a starport building. So as soon as that starport went down, we saw a spore crawler go down in each one of the mineral lines for our Zerg player, making sure he did not want to be surprised by any kind of Banshee harass. Very smart. Even with queens out, you need the detection from those spore crawlers if you don't have lair tech available for your overseers.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't understand where his money's going. Like, there's only 3 racks out, and it's 3 racks and 1 starport, and he's got... Oh, never mind, he's banking a bunch now. When he first started doing this, he wasn't banking as much, and he wasn't upgrading anything, so it was just really confusing. Yeah. Now it looks like, he's got his 3rd command center down, so... He just wants to do some pressure with this and then expand.
Yeah, with the stim already done, this many Hellions and even medevacs on the way right here, and the Zerg not having any roaches on the field, the spine crawlers are not done yet. A big stim coming in here, going to be able to snipe that queen. Snipes 2 of the spine crawlers right there, and this 3rd is going to go down, and there might not even be a way for the Zerg to defend this if he decides to march up that ramp into the natural.
He just punished his opponent for not making a roach warren. It's something you should just make, even if you're not going to produce roaches, because attacks like this are so powerful. But we do see some lings come in here. They do kill a couple marines, and I don't know, the Melians clean up most of them, though, so not too much damage done there.
Another big stim coming in here on those marines, and they are able to focus fire down both of the... no, one of those queens does get away, but the banelings coming in from the flank over there, they're morphing on the side, and they are going to be able to deter this for the time being, although some very nice target firing down as the marines do stim on out of there, and there's actually not a whole lot of stuff to prevent the rest of this, although a large number of Zerglings do come in, but the Terran player very wisely just going to pick on up and rely on his econ back at home with that 3rd command center finishing. He might be able to take a 3rd of his own while his Zerg opponent is restricted to only 2 bases.
Yeah, I think without those banelings, Carrot dies there. So he definitely really needed those to buy time to get some more Zerglings out. If he hadn't had them, we would have seen iSKoMA? Yeah, iSKoMA. Pretty much just go in, kill all the queens, possibly kill the hatch, and a bunch of drones. So that was a really nice choice to start making those right when you saw that attack.
Our Zerg player right here trying to get a good surround on all these Marines, but unfortunately with the Hellions still there and another group of Marines going to be coming in, he's unable to, trying to double expand, knowing that he's far behind. But our Terran player, relentless right now, going to come in, cancels the 4th already. He's going to force a cancel on the 3rd right here, even cleaning up the creep, making sure that the 3rd is going to be separated for the time being. But look at the size of this army right now. The Marines going to get in there once again. Bailing speed has finished, and it looks like the Marines are actually going to get cleaned up, but they actually get a good lift off right there. Yeah. And that was, like you said, a very hot pickup. And back at home, the Terran player has already expanded to his own 3rd, continuing his upgrades right now. Going to be finishing up 1-1 very soon. Armory already about 65% of the way completed. Going to be able to continue 2-2 very soon here. And Zerglings and Banelings going to be making their way into a fortified position for the Terran right now. And some nice target fire once again. The Marines going to do a nice job splitting there. And the Banelings forced to retreat off of creep, not fast enough to connect.
Yeah, this is pretty much all you could ask for as a Terran player, to have your opponent at low econ, forcing him to make so many Zerglings and Banelings, and managing to keep him on 2 base now for so long while you've taken your 3rd. It's really just a fantastic position for iSKoMA here, and He's so far ahead, man.
Yeah, the Infinity 7 player forcing a cancel on that third for a second time. Zerglings and Banelings are going to try to connect once again, but another hot pickup coming out for our Terran player. If we take a look at the units lost tab, 4,300 mineral units lost right now for our Zerg player versus only 1,400 for Terran. And look at the army. 1-1 Marines, 3 siege tanks moving out right here with siege mode. Don't even need to siege up, and GG comes out of our Zerg player. He knows that he has been finished, bested by the Infinity 7 player, who's going to move on to winners round 5.
Yeah, just looking up the minerals there at the end of the game, Carrot had so little production, he was at 2,500 minerals, so, you know, that just says that he didn't have any larva and he couldn't spend anything. So, you know,
yeah, working
Zerglings and Banlings.
Working on that Zergling-based style with no macro hatchery, no third up. You simply don't have the larva to outproduce your opponent at that point. And it's really unfortunate because his infestors were going to be coming out there, but it certainly was just not enough to get him back into the game.
Yeah, he would have been too far behind, especially since siege tanks were out at that point as well, so you can still deal with those infestors well enough.
All right. I've been your casting host, Beef. Joining me, Muatauran. Brandon, any final words, any shout-outs before we move on to our next game?
No, I think shout-outs I'll save till the end of the cast.
All right. This has been the IVDYogiTime.com tournament number 28. All leagues, all divisions. Check them out over at IVDYogiTime.com for the schedule of events. 3 tournaments a week, each one with a cash prize. Make sure to click on a link per tournament. Help us keep those going. And check out VODs for all of the events over there as well. Not just the VODs that I cast, but all other of our casters as well. We will catch you, though, in the next game.